Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how are we all? Okay, I can see there's a couple of you here, which is good. I'm just going to put my laptop. Oh, look at that dust. That way. I don't want Instagram. I want Facebook. All right, how are we all today? Thank you, everyone, for jumping in and saying hi. Good morning, Shirley. Sorry, I'm just trying to get technology to do technology things this morning. Okay. And am I focused? Yes. Not on my arm. Sorry about that. All right. Welcome to, what day is it? It's Wednesday. And Wednesday, we have a brand new release for you today. And I thought I would show you through our brand new release. And you can find it online at nataliemay.com.au. So we have a brand new release of one stencil, and we have got 6 brand new stamps to show you. And I've got some, I thought I might do a little creating for you as well today. And in saying that, I have just put down, hey Ella, what did I do with my little journal, my little white one? You know, the one that I just stamped all over? All right, so let's have a bit of a chat about what we've got available as of today on nataliemay.com.au. We have got, just add it to that pile, love, thank you. We have got one brand new stencil. This is our thin alpha stencil. We are loving the ease of a alphabet stencil. We are finding that it is super, super fun and easy to use in lots of different ways. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. But most importantly, you've got an area here that you can then go over the top and colour in as well and add, you know, create a nice, easy sentence. The size of them, it's about 1 inch and a bit. So they're a good size alphabet to go on your stencils, which is really, really cool. All right, let me just bring up the comments on the screen here. Hello, Michelle. Hey there, Danny. Live chat button. Good morning. Oops, wrong button. Oh my God. Here we go. Beautiful. Hey, Jackie. So there we go. We have got our new stencil, $9.95. Easy to find. Now, most of you know last month we had our two big events. We had our retreat up in the Adelaide Hills, and we also had an event in Brisbane. So we have got 3 new stamp sets that have come out of those 2 events. So these 3 have been designed by the super talented Claire, and I'll show you some examples in a minute on how to use these. How to create a really lovely, easy face with some super pretty eyes, and a couple of different orientations of the face as well. So these have been hand-drawn by Claire. And then we have got a hand-drawn alphabet. So this has been popping up all over the internet over the last few days. So you'll find these on our website. So this is a single little stamp alphabet. So we have got, she is bold, she is loved, and then shaded lowercase. And they are 3 new stamp sets for Natalie May scrapbooking. We also have here two stamp sets that have been designed, hand-drawn by our super talented Kasha. Now, this one is called There's Power in Petals, and this one is called It Stems from Dedication. So I'm going to show you some examples of these, and these are from Kasha's personal hand doodling, which we love. And I love that this is very similar, but a different twist on our Buds of May stamp set. So this is replacing that one essentially. So I can't wait to use these, and I'm going to create something with this in a minute. So there's power in petals, and it stems from dedication. And then the last one is something that I have been wanting to do for such a long time, and this one is called Circular Love. Now, as you can tell, this is very much my own personal hand that has done these circles. So we have got a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stamps in this stamp set. The different love hearts and different circles here for you to work on. So I'm going to go through in a minute and show you some really awesome designs using these. Right, let's see what our team have created. They have been working extra time to get these done. So Naomi has been crafting up a storm. Okay, Naomi has absolutely nailed the brief on this one. So you can see here that she's actually kept the stamp set together instead of separating, but you can separate these. These are all individual stamps on this set here. So she's used our little crosses in the background, and I do believe she's used magicals on that one. Sandy has created a gorgeous set of tags using the Dina Wakley tags. So she has used, again, the stamps kept as single stamps. And she's also combined some of this doodling here with our spotty one. So I do love that. Now, Claire has nailed this, hit this out of the park. Let's check this out. That is the stamp here. So she's actually drawn quite a heavy fringe on here with some big black hair running behind it. Be a pop of colour in a black and white world. That is perfect. We've got, let's go to this one here. Be Bold, Be You. Claire's traditional rainbow, which we think is stunning. Love that. So that is using this one here. Bit of colour, and it comes up looking gorgeous. So there's a bit of a close-up there of how Claire's done that stamping, and she's used some Stabilo pencil to get some shading in here. Love that. Claire's also used circles in here, coloured them, used the stencil in the background. That's pretty great. Okay, then this one, Claire has used the flowers and stamped and coloured with those, and there's a bit of a close-up there, and using that shaded alpha. Naomi has used the stems from dedication with, how good's that background? I suspect she's been playing with that gel plate again. Oh, gorgeous. And another one, look at that, that's a little bit different from Naomi. A little soft, a little bit prettier, and I reckon she's done this with magicals as well. And heat embossing in the background for the random alphas. So some more really, really cool designs. This one's gorgeous. So this time we have got our layered flower stencil with a combination of the stamp and the love hearts as well. And I do love that she's used the little love hearts to create these lovely little strings in her hair. And the She Is Fierce from the She Is Fierce stamp set, which is this one here. So there is that stamped title right there. How good. So our brand ambassadors have been absolutely nailing it. All right, here's another one using a huge combination of our stencils and stamps. So we've got our Don't Overthink stamp here. We have got the flowers, field of flowers up in here, the new words in here, lots and lots of different things. Naomi has used this again. Look at that. How good are those colours? Let's turn this one around. Hashtag bloom. Another amazing gel plate background from Naomi. Now, Sandy's used a bigger journal this time, and she has created this stunning background, added the face stamp, done some curly hair, popped flowers in her hair. This might be my favourite page, and colours that I would never put together. She has absolutely nailed, which of course is orange and purple, so love that. Rach has mixed up an older stamp set and the new ones. So she's gone in with our words here, the hearts and the flowers on a tag with, well, what have we got in the background there? We've got some stencils in the background. And she's also nailed the rainbow brief here with a lovely field of flowers. All right, Tegan has done a lovely little watercolour page here. This has got much more of a softer, more watery feel to it. She's used a Stabilo pencil to extend all of those elements on there. And then I'll show you this one next. Let's have a bit of a look. I even had time to create yesterday. Like, who would have thought? All right. So I have created here in my Uniquely Creative 6x6 white, this little guy here. Now, I made the fatal mistake here of not having a flat surface to stamp straight onto. So my stamping is a bit ordinary, but all I did was took my Uniball eye pen and then just drew all the little elements in after I created my background and after I'd finished. So any bits that I thought were a bit dodgy, any stamping bits that I missed, and there were quite a couple because I did it in a little bit of a rushed effort, made that happen. So that's using Dina Wakley acrylic paint in Sapphire, Malachite, Lime, Sunshine, Papaya, and Raspberry. And then lastly, this little guy here in the Uniquely Creative Craft Journal. So that's just the craft pages. The 6 new colours from Dina Wakley. So we've got minty and watery, lavender, taffy, papaya, and sunshine with the single individual circle stamp and the love hearts. So in the background, I've just used some white gesso and kept it lovely and simple. I do love this page. This might be one of my favourites. So there you go. So just to recap, those of you who are just tuning in, we have done a brand new release. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamp sets from Natalie May Scrapbooking. So they are called There's Power in Petals, Stems from Dedication, Shaded Lowercase, Circular Love, She is Bold and She is Brave, and they go together beautifully with our skinny little alpha stencil here. So how about we make something? How about I show you what I'm going to do? I have taken my 6x6 white journal and pre-stamped, I need a clip, let me get a clip. Pre-stamped in black archival ink, so I'm using this stamp set, pre-stamped in black archival ink, the flowers that have been drawn by Kasha. And I thought what I might do is just use some Lindys Magicals to colour these flowers. So this is from the set that I have designed, which is called the Flat Go Girl set. And I'm going to pop a little bit of the Magicals into a paint palette, like so. Shake them in. So most of you know that Lindys Magicals are a pigment dye-based powder, which means the pigment gives the colour, the dye gives it a great permanency, and the powder means we need to activate it to make it happen. So I have got here Fierce Female Flush, Own It Orchid, and Unstoppable Aqua. And these are going to go there. And then I'm also going to take Boss Babe Blonde. And because you can see that they're a shaker, they've got these gorgeous little holes at the top, we can just shake it, tap it straight into there. And lastly, I have got Get It Girl Green. So as you can see, my stamping, is far from perfect. In fact, again, I've done it in a semi-hurry just before going live and not pressed down properly, but I'm not at all fazed about this because I'm going to colour my flowers and my leaves and add a title, and then once it's dry, I'll be able to go over with my Uniball eye pen and redraw those lines because the template's already there, so I can just make it that little bit nicer. All right, so here are my colors. I'm just using a pipette to activate it. Before I do anything at all, I've got a bit of scrap paper and a paintbrush, and I'm going to give them a stir and just test my colors off first, just to make sure that I know what I'm working with. I always try and swatch first, just to make sure that I know exactly how intense these colors are. Oh, that blue is gorgeous. And so that I know what I'm working with. Oh, look at that pink. Stunning. All right, so they're the colors I'm working with, and they look really, really good. So I'm going to keep it super simple and really, really loose and just go in with my paintbrush. And I'm just using a round paintbrush. This is one of the Lindys paintbrushes. You could use anything at all. You can use an Art by Marlene round brush. You could use the Montmartre round brushes. We've actually got quite a range of paintbrushes available online at the moment, which is really, really good. So I'm just kind of puddling it up, getting the colors on here and keeping it super simple. So I just did the stamping bit off camera just because I swore a lot and it speeds up the process of doing this live. And I'm going to go in here now with this big flower and this gorgeous pink. So I'm happy to keep some white to not go to the edge because I don't want it to have that perfect element. Nothing about this page is perfect. So having a little bit of a white, messy sort of background with it is going to keep it in that same sort of look. Now, I don't want to do a blue flower. I might do a purple flower. So I'm just going to take some of this color here and put it in the middle. Then I'm going to take some of this color here and put it in the middle. And I have made, I've made something that's a bit better. I've made a new color, test it on here, and I'll just do some lovely little purple flowers up on the edges, these little baby ones. And in a minute, I want to make an orange. Do some little purple ones down here, keeping it soft, keeping it messy. And I'll do exactly the same thing with the yellow. Make a little puddle on my palette. I have the power to create whichever color I like because it's just about mixing those pigments together. Oh, look at that, that's nice. I'm mixing a bit more of that one at the same time. So now it's got this beautiful blush, orangey sort of tone. I'm gonna mix a bit more yellow in there. Now it is quite liquidy, quite puddled. So that's where you can see where I'm just wiping my brush off onto my piece of paper on the side here. I would normally use a piece of paper towel. This is what I've got handy. I do have paper towel in front of me, but that's also working just as effectively. So you can easily do that. I'm gonna pop some in here, like that. And I've got a couple more flowers here that could do with a little bit of, a couple of bits that I missed. So there's a pink one that can go in there. And I feel like I could do with maybe a yellow. Let's go with a yellow down in here. Oh yeah, that works. So art journal pages don't always have to be super complex. Sometimes you can just go in with some stamping, some beautiful simple backgrounds, and a killer quote, which is what I'm going to put on next. And I've got a simple and effective art journal page. using our new releases. So you can see here I just added that lovely little leaf into the side, and I do love that it gave me the ability to overlap it and take the stem of the leaf down into the flower. That was very good designing, Kasha. Nailed that, babe. All right, I feel that this needs to be a little bit more orange. And because we are using Lindys, we can layer up some colours. So now I'm just going to go back in here and give this a little bit of extra dimension. And you can see that I've just made a slightly darker orange in here. And there you go. So all of these new products, all of the new stamps are available right now on our website on nataliemay.com.au. So make sure you pop over and have a look. The orders that are placed before probably 12:30 Adelaide time will go today, and if not, everything else will be posted in tomorrow's mail. All right, so that works for me. All I'm going to do now is hit this very, very lightly with my heat tool, just because I want to write my title here, and chances are I'm going to rub my hand over the top of it. Let's just take that puddle out of there with the paintbrush. Speed up the drying time. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. But you know what? Let's commit to it. All right. I've gone through Pinterest, picked a couple of quotes, haven't decided which one it'll be. I might go with, and I do want to try and make this dry because I want to show you how easy it is to just go over the top with your pen and fix any imperfect stamp elements. So I'm just drying and drying and drying. All right. Let me write a witty little quote in here. And for some reason I can't talk and write at the same time, so just, you know, sing a little song in your head. Right. Happy with that. So while I've got my pencil here in my hand, my pen, this is just the Uniball eye pen. We do sell them online. I'll pop the link in the pictures of it later. But what I like about it is I can just go back in and doodle on here, over here, and make some of these lines more definite, because of course the Lindys have put a colour over the top of our stamping, and I've used a black archival ink with my stamping, which means of course my ink isn't going to run, but because it's not super dark, I just want to go over the top and make it a little bit more pronounced, just like that. And that'll do for here. And then I completely messed this one up here, but we're going to hide it so you can't actually tell. And let's be honest, the focus is about the colour. It's about that pop of awesomeness, which is our Lindys, where our flowers are coloured beautifully with Lindys. That'll do. And then I'm missing half a petal here. So if you do an uneven surface like this, I would love to have shown you a perfectly stamped image, but let's be honest, it didn't happen like that. And I don't want to show you how, you know, the perfect thing every single time. These stamps do, however, stamp beautifully. And I just wanted to show you, and as you can see from all of our little examples, I just wanted to show you how good they are. in your journal. Because the bottom line is you want to give it that I've just drawn this sort of look. That's the sort of a look effect that you're going for. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous flowers that I have drawn. Where in actual fact, Kasha has drawn them, turned them into an amazing stamp, and we've made it easy for you. Can you imagine how gorgeous these would be on the front of a card as well? So nice. So for those of you just tuning in, this is our new stamp release. Images drawn by Claire Steed and Kasha here at Natalie May Scrapbooking. And I've just coloured my images here with the Go Girl flat set of magicals that I designed for Lindys game, which you can jump online and find on our website as well. So there you go. Oh, one more to do. And boom. So in the space of a couple of minutes, all done. Mind you, I have missed a bit of colouring in here, so let's just get a little bit of this. I feel like that could go in there. And I am pretty happy with that. Nice and simple. All right, so just a little recap. We have got, there's Power in Petals, which is the stamp set that I've just used here. Then we have got It Stems from Dedication, which I love. And that's the one that I used on this page. We have got Shaded Lowercase, which these just stamp beautifully. We have got Circular Love, which are individual stamps. We have got She Is Bold, She Is Loved, and we have our Skinny Little Alpha. So depending on how my day is going, I could possibly jump back on here this afternoon and I might do a little journal page using one of our face stamps. I'll see how I go for time today. So there you go. All right, guys. So you're going to need to jump onto nataliemay.com.au and you can grab all of these new products that you have seen here today and go and create some pretty things. Thanks, guys. See you soon.